Okay, we will call the meeting to order for March 24th, 2026. And we had our minutes sent digitally so that we could all look over them. Do we have any issues with the minutes, or can we go ahead and approve those?
I thought they looked good.
Yeah, that's fine to me.
Okay. So we will send the paper around, and as we're doing that, we'll take attendance. Emily, are you here?
Yes, present.
Elizabeth, are you here?
Yes, present.
Bill, are you here?
Yes.
And I am here, Kristen Wiley, and we have an opening. You don't have to sign that if you weren't here. Yeah. One of our positions is open, so we are a member short. Okay. So minutes have been approved. As far as any old business, the master plan agreement, do we need to do something with that?
Yeah, I mean, everything was approved in the last meeting. Just need to officially sign off on it, and then I'll submit the paperwork later this week and get the ball rolling, get started.
Okay,
I believe I sent it to everybody, correct? Or did I just send it to, okay, I couldn't remember.
I think so. That was when we initially looked at it, right?
Yeah. I got back to him and said either you could sign it or I could sign it. So I got a copy for my signature or your signature, either way. I figured it'd be best if I do it because I am going to be the primary contact for them.
Yeah,
So,
I think it would be best if you sign off on it.
okay.
So,
Yeah, I'll sign that right now and then I'll submit that to him later this week. I'm excited to get everything moving along.
yeah. And then you had, in your email, you had said something about discussing candidates for a steering committee for that?
Yeah, so they asked me to put together a list of names. In between your two packets, I have the form I just signed, and with that is a kind of list of names I put together for the steering committee. Pretty much I just want to give you other ideas if there's other names you think you should include. So it's kind of all of it. In the director's report, I kind of put a description of what a steering committee is. You look it up. It's a dedicated group of stakeholders, experts, and community leaders who provide strategic direction, oversight, and decision-making for the development of a long-term plan. They guide the planning process, ensure alignment with the goals, and oversee public engagement from start to finish. So it's just like a team of about anywhere from 10 to 15 individuals. I think we'll meet about once a month and kind of just discuss how we want to go forward. Kristen, I put your name down because I kind of made an assumption as president you want to be involved with it. If not, it does usually recommend 1 to 2 board members on the steering committee.
Okay. So these are just ideas?
Suggestions, ideas, and we'll get to them to reach out. I think I may let them know who I might recommend or who might not be a good fit, stuff like that.
Okay.
So I got quite a few names for the government, parks, leadership, and then community stakeholders. But one of the other categories was just your normal citizen, like a parent or a teen, or like a rural township representative. I don't want the committee to get too large, but I do want to make sure we have a wide variety of people, so we get a lot of voices heard. So if anybody has any ideas, we don't have to do anything right now, but maybe email me your thoughts before Friday, and by like Friday at noon, I'll try to submit this to him. But that'll give you guys time to think about it, or suggest anybody you might have in mind.
Okay. And then, I don't think we have any new business. I think we'll get to the non-reverting approvals in your
Yeah.
director's report, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have anything for new business?
No new business for me.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and do your director's
Yeah,
report?
sure, I can do that. It's not quite as short as last month, so we'll still move through it.
Okay.
First off, with our personnel, our camp host in the Skytuck Park, they decided to move on down the road. They're going to keep traveling, so at the end of April, they're leaving the property. I've drawn up a little advertisement I'm going to put on the website and Facebook and see if we can get any hits and get somebody to fill that position. If you guys have any ideas, by all means, send them my way. Open to any suggestions. And then I just want everybody aware one of my employees, his mother passed away a couple weeks ago. So he's been on bereavement all last week. And I think he actually caught a cold with everything else. So he's been off yesterday and today, just kind of recovering. Telling him to take his time, do whatever he needs to do. And, just take care of himself.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Then moving on, we already talked about the master plan and the steering committee. So we got the ball rolling there. I just recently got into talks with the individual that wants to have a benefit ride and use the dining hall on May 30th. Real briefly, what I've discovered is they're trying to raise money for a woman who actually went blind during childbirth. So they're trying to raise money so she can go to Germany to have the surgery done to get her eyesight back. So the only kink in the plan is they want to serve beer and charge for the beer to help make money. So I'm doing research to find out beer permits, serving permits, all that good stuff. The lady that's going to serve the beer is actually an employee from Miller, so she has her license, everything. It's all in the up and up, but I don't need to get a copy of that. They're saying something like they want to use Miller's beer license to cover them while they serve the beer at our park. I'm not sure how that flies. Again, I'm going to talk with people and we'll get more information and get it all ironed out. We've got a couple months. Because I don't really see how you can use somebody else's license on another property. You might be able to, I'm not sure. But either way, I want to make sure I have their liquor license, the server's license, and insurance on file before the event to make everything on the up and up. So, and then last week, the Soil and Water District Conservation put on a invasive species program. So the entire crew went and spent the day at the library and learned about invasive species, which was really informative and good for the staff. So. Moving on to the grounds, Skytuck Park. You guys have been through there lately at Vinegar Mill. There on the side of the building is a big spot of graffiti, like a face and some words. I'm not sure what all it says. So there's that big spot. We found there's also a bunch of spots down on the river on the stone walls that, the creek that feeds into the river, and then further down along the river, there's like 4 or 5 spots where they sprayed and painted a bunch of stuff. The positive is it's like a red, so it kind of blends in. It doesn't show up that well. But regardless, we're going to get some graffiti remover and a power washer and try to remove all we can. And then on the building, what we can't remove, just kind of spray paint, cover up, and kind of clean it up. So, unfortunate, frustrating, but it's not the first time. It won't be the last. No real updates on the public restroom renovation. Haven't spoken with the contractor in a week or so, but they still plan on getting it going here next month or so. We're going to hold off opening up that bathroom until the renovations are done. Next up, about a month ago, right after the last meeting, I got a text call. Last year we replaced all the signs at the front and back entrance to remove anything referring to rock climbing. So we did that, bought new signs, put them up. I left everything else on the sign as is because the only thing I was told was to remove rock climbing. Apparently I had to remove all wording associated with extreme sports. That had to go. So for the time being, I've just taped over extreme sports. I've reached out to Alex Zimmerman, the county attorney. Well, first off, I met with Nikki from HR and David Moore, the county insurance. We kind of talked through some stuff. They suggested this new liability statement I included here. So I've updated that on the website. I'm actually waiting to hear back from Alex Zimmerman because I want to make sure this is all on the up and up and legal before I, spend much money on signs. So I haven't heard anything back from him. Waiting to get the okay that that would cover us if anything happens. And then we'll buy 2 signs to replace the ones at Skytuck Park. And it's got me thinking we have no kind of signage out of Eco either. So I figure I'd buy a 3rd one, obviously change the title and everything, but put one out of Eco too once we get it all figured out. So, which I may come back to you guys to use non-reverting for those signs. I'm not sure how much it'll cost. Last time it was right around $700-800 for two, so I'm looking at $1,000 or so for all three, maybe. Not sure, but I'll let you know as we move forward with that. We're getting ready to go into the on-season, so our splash pad, we're thinking about that a lot. Our splash pad operates from Memorial Day weekend to Labor Day weekend. I've already called and got 2 appointments scheduled with Landmark Aquatic. It's the same company we used in the past. They just rebranded. It used to be Spirit. So I got an appointment for April 16th for them to come, do all the opening, make sure everything's good to go. And then I always get a backup appointment because they're so busy. I want to get another one. In case something is wrong, they have an appointment to come back and fix it before we open up on Memorial Day. Hopefully we won't need it, but it's there in case we do. Also with the splash pad, the blue surface material is starting to wear away in spots. So we've already purchased the material and the biting agent. We're going to kind of patch that up before we open Memorial Day weekend, clean that up a little bit. I also have to buy some new, I call them nozzles, little devices, different things the water shoot out. A couple of them have busted. I'm going to wait until we start it up, see which ones are missing, because there's a variety you can purchase. So I'm going to buy 3 or 4, so maybe we can switch it in and out, have a variety of spray patterns. We'll get that done before we open up on Memorial Day. That's it for Scattertuck. Moving on to Eco. The long wait to get our signs from Shaw Memorial. We finally got them in. The guys have been painting them. I think they're almost done. So the next step is to install them. But I want to see if I can possibly use non-reverting to pay for that, just because it was a little bit more than I was expecting. And I know we have plenty of non-reverting, and that kind of leaves my building and grounds open to anything else that pops up. So it's just going to be $1,000. We have like 7 signs that have the website on it that are going to go above all the kiosks. We have some directional signs, and then we got more signs that go for our campos to kind of say firewood sold here, campos on duty, off duty, that kind of stuff. But yeah, if not, I can use the building and grounds, but it would be helpful if I could get that out of non-reverting.
Is there any, what's the word I'm looking for? Disagreement with using, okay, so should we make a motion and vote on this
Motion to approve non-reverting funds
for the signs?
for the signs.
Yeah,
Awesome, thank you.
I'll second that.
okay. And all in favor?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. This is also concerning non-reverting. Last year I paid for it out of our custodials. But since we've had the campground out there and we saw the playground, we've been putting in a porta potty for the summer months out of Eco. Last year we did it they do it in 28-day segments, and it's $200 for every 28 days. So he said if this year if we extend to a 6-month limit, he'll keep our price the same as last year, $200 a month, because I think they've raised the rates a little bit.
Oh,
So essentially I have, my custodial account starts off the year at $3,500. If I pay for the porta potty, that's another $1,200 out of non-reverting, or excuse me, out of the custodials. And then on top of that, we just bought a bunch of supplies to get the year going, and that was $1,400. So it's almost a third of my budget for custodials. It kind of eats a chunk out of it and leaves us limited for the rest of the year. So maybe we can find a better solution in the years to come, but I wanted to use non-reverting again for that porta potty at Eco, so I don't have to use a third of my budget out of custodials. And I'll use $1,200. Hopefully, if you guys approve it, I can just pay one lump sum instead of doing like 6 installments throughout the year. Just let them know this is what we want it for, and just one payment. So,
I make a motion that we use $1,200 out of non-reverting for the porta potties for the annual.
I second that.
all in favor?
Okay.
thank you. That really frees up a lot of money for other supplies we might need. Okay, moving on next out of Eco. You guys saw my post on Facebook. That big storm we had beginning in March completely washed out the road there where the water comes into the lake again. We've had this problem before with the beavers, but this time the flow just couldn't keep up with it. Quick solution is just to buy some gravel, put it down. We did what we could. We had some riprap and some gravel stocked there at the park. We used it. It's still super rough, so we do need more gravel. But I kind of feel like at some point we ought to have the culverts replaced. To kind of explain what's going on, we have 2 culverts, but each one is 2 12-inch pipes, so there's 2 pipes like this. you have that divider in the middle and everything just gets caught in that center section. So essentially what I want to do is keep the same dimensions, but just have one pipe, open it all up so the water flows. So I got a couple quotes from a couple different companies right now. I'm still waiting on another one. Because really, to do that work, we'll have to shut down the campground because it's the only road back there. So it's kind of a scheduling thing. So I think right now I'm going to wait to get some more quotes in. And I might email you guys if something comes up here in the next couple of weeks. But it's just something I want to throw out there that we should think about moving forward.
Okay. So is that something that you're hoping to do, like, whenever the campground closes, like October,
I mean,
November?
If I can schedule it with whatever contractor, they say, hey, I need 3 days to do it, and I've got an empty campground, and we can schedule something, I'd like to do that, Monday through a Thursday, whatever. But if that doesn't work out between the camping schedule and the contractor, it would be something we do in November once we shut everything down. Our big concern is when that road washes out, it's the only road at the campground. So if it happened like on Memorial Day weekend or something, we've got a full campground, we'll have, 100 people stranded back there, would not be a good situation, so. Yeah, I'll keep you guys in the loop as we move forward with that, let you know when I get more quotes. I think I mentioned this before. There's that big Highway 7 project that's going from Highway 50 all the way to 31, I think, in Columbus. I had a meeting with American Structure Point. There's a company working with NDOT to kind of coordinate everything. So essentially all they're doing is widening the road on our section. But in doing so, we have those 4 beds with the big boulders and the trees. All of those, the right-of-way would be like 5 feet inside those beds. So to make it so the beds are all on our property, they're going to move all the beds back once the project's done. So I just agreed to have their contractors do it. They're going to take care of all of it, move it all back. They're going to replace the 4 trees that are associated with those 4 beds too. So, but again, that project doesn't start until 2029, 2030, so we get some time. The next step in that project, they will reach out to us in 2028 to begin negotiations for them to purchase the land. Since they're buying that extra 5 feet, you have to come to an agreement on a term there. So. But again, that's not till 2028. As soon as I hear anything more about that, I'll let you guys know. That's all I got for ECO. Our equipment, it's been a rough year on equipment. Our that end to get looked at. We're really hoping at some point to get a new either bobcat or tractor, some kind of piece of equipment, because in my 10 years the tractor's just been a pain. But anyways, so just kind of heads up, because I am down to 2,300 in my equipment and repair. And it's only March, so as we go forward, I know the motor's going to break down here and there, so just kind of getting that out there. Because also our original truck, now when we start it up, is kind of acting up. Like it's not wanting to start right away, so I'm anticipating something else going on with that. But for right now, it's still fine, but just throwing that out there. So that's it with the equipment. Moving on to events. All the normal stuff. We're having Sassafras here at the end of April. I'm in talks with Dave Caring. We're going to have some volunteers on June 4th come. I think FC Tucker Employees, it's their day of volunteers, so they're going to come work with us. Not quite sure what we're going to do yet. We still got a couple months, but I've got that coming up. Somebody reached out from the public library. The WOW bus is going to be on the property, I think 4 different days in June and July. So we'll try to post on Facebook about that too, get people, let them be aware that it's going to be there. We got Dino coming again right after 4th of July, second weekend in July, good event. This fall we have the Hoosier Boomers. They've been there for I don't know how many years. Then also we always have, I think, about 4 middle school cross-country events and 1 high school cross-country. Usually I don't get those dates until April or so at the end of their school year, but once I know that, we'll get those dates in. And then we're going to have the NICA come back again in October for their high school cycling race as well. So a lot of good stuff coming up, a lot of repeats, which is always fun. So that's the end of the events. The next 2 pages was the contract and the steering committee. And then I won't go through all this. As always, this is just our little financial packet, so to speak. Those are our monthly bank deposits. Next up is our non-reverting balance. That's everything, all our transactions for 2026. Then I have the non-reverting outlook, kind of just planning ahead because we're going to, got the master plan we're going to pay for out of it, the schoolhouse, and then I went ahead and put in which you guys just approved. So kind of gives us an outlook of what we got coming up. And then the next sheet is just a history of our non-reverting. And this kind of shows what we've collected each month for the last 3 years. And then the last little packet is all from our general budget, just all the transactions for the last month out of our general budget accounts. I just always take the last month and combine it all, and then put all the current ones, break down everything from March individually. So, you know, we're right there. And that is all I got.
And for our extra, well, our member that is not, the seat is not filled, we have a couple people that might be interested.
Yes.
So you, is it okay, I guess maybe we should have a discussion about how we need to move forward with this. And you have sent an email, but you want permission to kind of move forward and...
Yeah. Pick one of the two candidates and then reach out to, that might help the council and move the process along, let them know like, hey, we're kind of leaning towards this one.
Yeah.
Might help them out, kind of speed things along.
Is that, how do you guys feel about that? Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Yes.
So I think either candidate would be a good fit. And
Yeah.
Addition, so either way, I think we're,
Yeah, I recognize both the names. I didn't know either one of them, know them that well or personally, but I would, either one or anyone that's interested and available.
yeah. Just having people interested is,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
they
see
right
a
now,
couple
so-
options.
Yeah.
yeah. So, okay, yeah, I'll try to get the ball rolling on that in the next week or so. Hopefully we can get them on board before the next meeting in April.
Okay.
And just have the full power, all 5 members.
And then, do any of you have anything you want to bring to the board? Anything?
No.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna add too, I didn't put in my report, just like, because it's obvious for us working here, but yeah, we're getting ready to go in the on-season. We're getting ready to turn all the water on in the next couple of weeks. Phone calls are already starting to pick up, 15, 20 calls a day about camping shelters, and like we've already started mowing last week, so we're definitely starting the busy season and just, keeping status quo.
Did you have a lot of trees down from the storm, from the wind?
Nothing major that caused any issues, but there have been quite a few on the trails.
Okay.
Like I think the guys just did 4 or 5 today maybe, and like from the previous storm we had another 5 or 6, I think. So,
Okay.
but no damage, nothing, no
Okay.
buildings, nothing like that.
Okay. Alex, you have anything you want to share with us?
Nope.
Okay. If nobody has anything, I think we can adjourn.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
go ahead.
Back to the steering committee, I didn't know who wanted to be involved with that, because I only have Kristen's name, but if you don't want to be associated with that, but it does recommend 1 to 2 board members on the steering committee. If anybody would like to, I don't want to take up too much of your time, I know you're already committing to this, but I think essentially it's going to be like once a month for the next 8 or 9 months, hopefully. I think the deadline to get it submitted to the state is November for the first draft, and we can finalize everything over the next few months. So I think it should be a couple meetings, talking to the public, ironing out our goals and our plans. So,
Will these meetings, do you have any idea when they would be? During the day, in the evening?
I would assume in the evening. I'm not
Okay.
really sure. I think it's more up to our firm, how they
Okay.
want to set it up. I'm not, first time doing this, I don't know
Okay,
what protocol is.
okay. I am not very available during the day, but I'm willing to be on it if it's evenings.
Okay.
So, but I would welcome another member too if anybody wants to
I'm
join.
happy to be on it unless either of you wants to jump in.
Same, I don't mind. I have availability if it's evening, same. Anyone do it?
Okay.
Would you, so it seems like everybody's kind of interested. Do you want me to put all your names down there? Because then they can reach out to you, and then they can like, because I'm assuming, like, I'm just giving the names, they're gonna reach out to people, see who's interested, and then you can communicate with the
Yeah,
firm.
that's
Sure,
fine.
Is that okay?
that sounds
Okay.
good.
Gotcha. Okay, very good. And I'm assuming it's gonna be easy, because I don't think you're gonna get that much public engagement if you have it when everybody's at work, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At
Yeah.
least I'm hoping so.
Do we have a tourism person, or is that the Join Us in Jennings?
When I Googled Jennings County Tourism, that was
Join Us in
Joyce and
Jennings.
Jennings.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they actually just reached out to me a couple months ago just about updating the calendar site. All the events I sent to them, so those are on their website as well.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? Anybody?
So,
I'm glad you have like 2 dates for the company for the splash pad.
Yeah.
That relieves my mind.
Yeah, me too. They came in handy last year because they
Yeah.
came the first time we had an issue. And I thought they would just come the next time they got a chance to.
Yeah.
They just waited till my second appointment and came for that one.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's good to have the backup.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay. Well, if we don't have anything else, I think we can adjourn this meeting. Would anybody like to make a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Okay,
Second that.
okay. We'll adjourn at 5:57. Thanks, guys.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, guys.